There's a popular saying that at the end of every tunnel, there's light. We might as well
Okay.
put a little addition to it.
Hold on, please.
But
Can you
when you
start
are
all over? Can you start all over again? I just started recording.
okay, we on me, please start the slide again. Or go back when
It's okay. It's fine here. It's fine.
okay. Good day. We are seeing Hannah. There's a popular saying that at the end of every tunnel there's light. But when you are trapped in the maze, like when the world is in now, you are bound to be lost forever. This saying can be likened to our food system. This means that we need someone to point us in the right direction so as to access the light. From the analysis of our food system, we discovered that one-third of the entire population is suffering from malnutrition. 794 million people are suffering from hunger. One-third of the food produced is wasted. Over 2 billion people do not have access to vitamins and nutrients necessary for growth. 90% of the food we consume daily are too rich in fat, sugar, and carbs, and there is often too little or no diversity in our food system. We also discovered that agriculture today produces more greenhouse gas than world transport companies combined. To solve these problems, new food products must emerge that meet the needs of millions of people. The nutrients and nutritional requirements of man, whilst being sustainably produced, accessible, nutritious, nature-friendly, and affordable meals. We came up with an idea that will reduce the problem of the food system to the barest minimum. We present to you snails. They look like irregular products, maybe usually a but more to snails than actually meet the eye. Research conducted on snails have proven that they do provide a low calorie source of protein, while also containing iron, calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, copper, zinc, vitamins A, B6, B12, K, E, selenium, omega-3, amino acids, and folates. That's a lot of nutrients all in one package. They are also known to possess anti-cancer properties and boost immune system due to their antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects. It has been increasingly recommended by nutritionists and healthcare practitioners as a preferable substitute for meat, especially for the elderly and people living with chronic diseases. Our farm, Hannah Helly Farm, are to produce snails by growing them, nurturing them, and processing them to meet the nutritional needs of man. These snails are to be processed into fine powder used to conserve the nutrients, like conserve 99.9% of the nutrients. Then later packaged, sent to malls, individuals, and other interested firms as protein and iron supplements for children, anemic persons, diabetic patients, cancer patients, those with kidney problems, tuberculosis, rickets, and just general food supplements for all individuals. The snail powder will also further be combined with acacia gum and vegetables such as cabbage and eggplant to make a good alternative swallow for Nigerians, Africans, and African food lovers. This is a major breakthrough in the food system as the carbohydrate content of our daily meals will be reduced by approximately 62%. Acacia gum and eggplants are known to be very good nutrients and they are very nutritious to the body as they are dietary meals that have been widely known to be good for those with high cholesterol levels, diabetic patients, those with high sugar levels, as they are known to reduce blood sugar, those with irritable bowel syndrome, as they aid in digestion and general body functioning, truth or stomach inflammation, obesity, sickle cell disease, anemia. In fact, generally people living with chronic diseases that need modified diets. This product model is a major game changer at to solve 85% of the problems of our food system. Our solutions. The problem of food inequity is to be solved as the original 99% of animal protein, mostly sourced from beef, poultry, and fish, will be reduced to 49% due to a wider array of options. We are also reinventing agricultural activities for long-term sustainability and plant health. We know that snails are seasonal animals or seasonal products. So we are reinventing them to make them more sustainable and available all year round on a daily basis. Our snails are to be fed with food waste like cassava leaves, pawpaw leaves, spoiled fruits that can be taken to the market, disfigured fruits, and in fact, all and sundry, thereby helping to limit food waste and waste from food production generally. Agricultural processes or production have also been transformed by reducing the use of chemical fertilizers in our products and other inputs that damage our ecosystem are 100% organic. We have made our products in such a way that they feed from only food waste, 100% organic, thereby not adversely affecting our ecosystem and the world as a whole. This saves aquatic lives and also prevents the damage of our water supply. Focus has also been shifted from meat, particularly beef and poultry, as they are responsible for 60% of greenhouse gas emission. And animal produce consume twice as much food and water as humans. That's a lot compared to what we're actually getting and benefiting from them. There's also an improved diet plan as food production, sales, and service have been transformed to make nutritious food easily accessible and available on a daily basis. Market analysis. Market demand for snails are very high and they are projected not to be met in the next 20 years. The global snail market was worth about $1 billion in 2019 and is growing at 4.5% annually. So the projected demand for snail in 2025 is extremely high. This is due to the fact that they are seasonal creatures and most markets depend on the hand picking of snails for consumption, not really the commercial snail farming. And most people that practice commercial farming of snails practice them mostly for recreation and not commercially. In Nigeria, the annual demand for snail is about 7.5 million kilograms annually, excluding the demand internationally, where the supply does not cover up to 70% of the demand. It has been projected that the demand of snail is to reach 50,000 tons by 2025. How our solution work? By our farming practices, we will sustainably provide snail meat and products all year round, both in and out of season, make them more affordable, and can give a sure confirmation on the hygienic properties and disease-free nature of the snails. We have brought about new innovations that help people with dietary problems and chronic diseases to actually find a meal that is good in terms of incorporating it into their meal, good low carbohydrate, low fat content. And we know that in most Nigerian homes, like swallow eba is eating more than 7 times a week, like as meals or baby breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So getting this into your meal, you are going to live a healthier, happier life, and it's going to balance up the meal, especially for diabetic patients. I've had contacts with so many diabetic patients. First, they say wheat is good for diabetic patients. Then they said, the sugar content in wheat is too high, you don't eat wheat. And there's always been confusion, what should I eat as a diabetic patient, as a hypertensive patient? So bringing this snail flour powder mixed with vegetables and acacia gum into your meal, it helps reduce blood sugar level. And also the snail shell powder is used to treat wounds for diabetic patients. Like it helps in higher healing or faster healing rates. Impact. Research has shown that over 10% of the population is suffering from diabetes and other diseases that need modified diets. The introduction of our meal plan will help them search no more and live healthier and normal lives. We also aim to create employment for over 1,000 people in the first year of business, improve as our product, also give them a means to make more money while practicing their other professions and their other businesses. Our products also reduce mortality and death rates, as poor management of diets can lead to high mortality rates or malnutrition, iron deficiencies, anemia, and all in humans. Our diet
Hello, Think Hannah. Are you done? Think Hannah, are you still with us?
When did I stop? Sorry, it was a mistake on my part. I muted myself. These are revenue streams. For every research has proven that for every 1 naira spent on snails, 3 naira revenue is to be generated. And that's a lot for snails that are low risk, low time consuming investments. That's really a lot. We have other long-term future products or future plans incorporating our snail flours into noodles, bread, sweets, candies. In fact, a snail flooring by modifying it and making it more healthy and nutrition for our snail slime powder. Also, snail shell powder are to be used for face powders, cosmetic uses, and the rest. As time goes on, when we grow from where we are right now, we are going to incorporate it into all these products. And okay, so our conclusion, Hana is more than just a brand. It is a movement to change the health conditions and living conditions of all. Thank you. I'm sorry I omitted some things because I don't know the points where I muted myself. I don't know. What?
Okay, can you start off with with 2 slides behind where you missed out? 2 slides behind. Think Hannah, are you
Okay.
there? 2 slides behind.
Yes, I'm here. I want like Impacts. Research has shown that over 10% of the entire population is suffering from diabetes and other diseases that need modified diets. The introduction of our meal plan will help them search no more for conducive or nutritious meals that will best adjust to their body system and also help them to live healthy and normal lives. Our, our plan is to create over 1,000 employments for people in the first year and improve as time goes on. We also aim to improve the standard of living for people, both normal people and people living with other diseases that need modified diets. Also to reduce the mortality and death rate, provide more income for low-income earners as we incorporate them. Snail farming is not time consuming. So we can also incorporate part-time workers to work with us. That's providing higher income for low-income earners, making our meals more affordable for them and nutritious generally. Our distribution channels, we aim to work with logistic companies that have the best interest of people at heart, that have the same goals and passion as us, that like aim to make the world a better place through providing good and healthy food for mankind. We also aim to have marketers, sales agents. We work with hospitals too, because hospitals, those dietitians that advise patients on their meals and diets, we work with them to incorporate our meal plan, our diet into the diets of patients. Beauty salons, pharmaceutical companies that access our farm directly. During the rain, snails are even found, not during the dry season when they are scarce. Snails are known to cost $250 to $600 per snail, mostly in urban areas. And since we are providing them at subsidized naira per snail, our snail powder at 4,000 naira per kilogram, snail slime powder at 58 million per kilogram, shell powder at $10 per kilogram, liquid slime at $50 per kilogram, and it has also been an excess revenue dollar monthly. It's rated on these figures, and we have come up with that for every 3 naira spent, for every 1 naira spent in the production of snail, a revenue of 3 naira is gotten back, and that's a lot for a venture such as snail farming. Requires low time or low management scheme. Okay, our long-term goals. We also have long-term goals that are going to be achievable that's in the next 5 years. We aim to incorporate our snail flour into the production of noodles, bread by modifying them, noodles, bread, and other food items by modifying them, and that is modifying them, making them more balanced and nutritious, to making them more affordable and nutritious meal for mankind. Our parting notes to convince you people: Hannah is more than just a brand. It is a movement to change. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you very much. Think Hannah. Wow, this is a really impressive
Okay, thank you too.
presentation. It's a really impressive presentation. And then we will be looking at the sustainability, impact, sustainability, and innovation of the idea. Okay, so you have
Okay,
proven, yeah, you have proven that Think Hannah is a business that's going to stand the test of time. When you mentioned
the impact.
about modification, so how do you intend to modify um, your snail powder, and how is the powder achieved? You want to know.
Sorry, I did
How do you
not get your
get
question.
the snail powder? Okay, and how can you modify the powder into making sweet bread and other things for consumption?
Okay, generally the snail powder is gotten from the freeze drying method, as mentioned earlier in my presentation. And that method actually helps to conserve the nutrients in the snail. During the processing, many that's 99.9% of the nutrients are conserved. The snails are frozen. Then after being frozen, they are dried. That's after washing the snails, deshelling them, washing them, they are frozen. After being frozen, they are dried, and that's dried very well using an oven or maybe sun drying method, then grinded into powder. For our flour, that's the outage that the eggplant, to provide a substitute swallow. And then for bread, we are going to be mixing it with slash. We are going to work with bakeries. We work with a very easily digestible starch that will.
Sorry for that. For bread, we work with bakeries to give them our powder at a subsidized amount to make bread with it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So I also heard when you said
Sorry.
it's going to create about 1,000 job opportunities in your first year, which is very impressive. And how about your cost structure? We didn't get to hear that. Your cost structure. If as an investor you're being given such an amount, how have you segmented the cost of starting your business, from the facility, from so many other things?
Okay, our cost.
What,
Sorry, I did not get you.
what is your cost structure if you happen to get the seed funding for your business? How do you intend to use it?
We have the housing, purchase of equipment, and all. So our bill of quantities, sorry, it was not included in the slide. Our bill of quantities showed that the general housing, purchase of land, and in fact, all general preparation of the pens for the snail, purchase of equipment for processing of our products will cost about, that's since we are just, since it's like a BOQ, we are not so certain about the amount. It will cost about 10 million naira. And then the purchase of snails is going to cost 5 million naira for 500,000 pieces of snails.
Okay, great.
The general.
You can go on, go on.
And from our projected financial our financial analysis that we have iterated on the figures, in the next 3 years, we are going to break even, like the cost amount, the total cost price or the startup price. In less than 3 years, we are going to break even and then start generating revenue from there.
Okay, so this is one of the vital segments of your slide presentation and also for your business model canvas. Because when you're preparing a pitch deck, all of these things have to reflect. You can either reflect them in percentages, you can either reflect them in figures.
Sorry,
Okay.
we actually made provisions for it, but we now had issues with the system and like the thing just crashed. So we just had to rush up and just do something so I was not to disappoint you.
All right, thank you so much for your presentation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for having us. Any other questions?
Please,
Yes,
the,
yes,
we have
I have a question, think Anna. I've just listening to your cost structure, and I noticed all of your product prices are all in dollars. Can you like convert it to naira so we compare it to our present, like convert it from dollars to naira to know whether you're really out to enrich the poor or you're out to drain from them? And also from what you told us about the quantity of snail you bought and the 10 million naira you intend to start with, don't you think it's too much and such business may not be sustainable? And the amount of snail you intend to buy at start up, don't you think it's too much? It's too much, and
I
that
don't
could
think it's
crash.
too much because sorry, wait.
No,
I don't
just
think it's too much.
like go back to getting the prices of your product in naira, because I heard you say a kilogram of something costs how many dollars, and from my conversion, I think it's too high. Compare
Okay,
Okay.
like
I know
when
what you're talking about.
Emmanuel.
Excuse me, I know what
yes,
you're talking about. Okay.
okay,
Okay, Emmanuel. First
yes.
of all, we are going to be working with the World Health Organization, and other non-governmental organizations to be able to reach out to.
How
Can you
about
allow me?
if all of these organizations are not available
That's
to
where you're
support
wrong.
your idea?
We are going to be
Um,
working along with them because we are trying
We have
to reach the
actually
some
contacted
people.
some of
I
them.
We are
I
trying
may
to reach
not be
the
wrong.
malnourished people, and we can't personally reach them on our own. So we need their partnership. And knowing the source, the value of our nutrients, we will need them to be able to get down to the poor because we are not even among the poor standards. The poor people are the
Okay,
naturally displaced people, and to be able to reach those certain people, you need the non-governmental organizations to be able to reach those people. And so for us to be able to reach them, we are going to partner with them, giving them our products to be able to reach, to be incorporated in the malnourished people food. So I think, yeah,
okay,
it's going to be affordable for them and also be affordable for an average person and also affordable for the rich.
but the prices isn't affordable compared to what we have already.
That's what we're saying. We are going to be working with them so
Sorry,
that we can reach to the poor.
sorry, excuse me. Is the slime powder you're talking about at 80 million dollars per kilogram, right?
okay, okay.
Sorry, excuse me. Is the slime per kilogram? That's the global price of the snail slime powder. And the snail slime powder is not going to be useful to the poor. We are not working. That's the global price of the snail slime powder. We are not working with companies. That is far from the point. Our products and how we are going to use it is all these like
It's someone
snail powder.
speaking. I can hearing so many voices. I
Can you hear me? Emmanuel,
yeah,
can you hear me?
loud and clear, ma'am.
Okay. You said we should convert our products to Naira, and we are going to do that in the next presentation. But let me address the issue of whether we are actually creating an impact on the low income earners. The price of the snail slime powder is actually not for the low income earners. We are working with beauty companies to manufacture their beauty products using our snail slime powder. The global cost be the market for snail slime powder globally is $58 million per kilogram. You can make your research on it. But since we are making our products more affordable, and at least we are making it more affordable so that it will be the better choice to run to. We are making it $50 million per kilogram. That's a deficit of $8 million. Do you know how the tiresome or cumbersome process of extracting up to 1 kilogram of snail slime powder? It's a lot. So if you don't look at the production process, you actually think that the prices are outrageous. The liquid snail slime actually goes for very less amount, but the slime being evaporated to the slime powder, it's a lot. That's before you can get up to 1 kilogram of slime powder. It actually takes a lot. That's why it's that expensive, and it's very much sought after. In fact, I can assure you that our prices are the best you won't come across so far. Have I answered your
Thank you.
have I answered your question?
Yes, thank you.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Do we still have questions for Think Hannah? Any more questions? You can unmute yourself and ask, or leave it at the chat box. Well, if there is no other question, I think we have to call it a day. Do we have any other team who wants to present today? Any team interested in presentation? All right, if none, for Team Gem, we are waiting for your feedback for the close of today. Wishing you all success and congratulations on your presentation.
Thank you very much.
Have a wonderful evening.
Okay, you too. Bye.
Bye.